our Launch and Learn from the Launchpad. We are so excited for you guys to be here. We've got a full hour of some excitement. But before I introduce our guest speaker, who I love to death, I want to make sure that I introduce you guys to the crew. This is the Home Skillet crew that make things happen. We have Tamika Powell holding it down as our community services coordinator. She will also be handling the question and answer box. So we do have a Q&A. If you have any questions after each segment that is presented by Ms. Armijo, then you can put your questions there and Tamika will suggest them. So then we have our marketing coordinator, Molly, in the house. Yay. So what would help Molly a great deal? If you put your business name, your social media handles, because we want to follow you, because we want you to follow us. We are on all social media platforms, even YouTube. So if you missed today, this will be on YouTube. We are also creating YouTube shorts that will have little short blurbs of answering some of your questions as well. Molly's handling that down. So we welcome all of you. We've got some new people in the house. We have Charlie's from Exotic Cuts in the Launchpad and Dripping Lashes. Yes, there's some pizza for y'all. Just imagine it's soul food, yams, green, and some chicken. But it's pizza from Little Caesars. Chop, chop, eat all you want. We also have, Dripping, Arnisha crazy. We have Dwayne Crompton in the house in the Launchpad. We have Charcuterie by M in the Launchpad. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you guys for always coming through. Make sure you're eating your lunch because we are really relaxed here. We just really want to learn information, fill our tummies, and we're so happy this is our last series, but it won't be our last of our series. So we're going to be launching this again in the fall in September with new topics, new guest speakers. So we want to make sure that if you have any ideas that you would like us to do on our Zubinars, let us know. We are always open in any way to help our small businesses build capacity. You think it, we'll help you grow it, and we'll help you launch it at the Launchpad. Yes, I'm T. Johnson. I'm your program director, and I want to introduce a phenomenal woman I've known for many, 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 many years. Not only is she a branding guru, she is just a talent in the community. So we connected many years ago before joining the educational board, Bakersfield City School District Educational Foundation, where she spearheaded the first luau and grew it to be a phenomenal event that raised money for students at BCSD. Her marketing expertise and knowledge not only has helped this event, but many other events throughout Kern County. You'll see her logos on different things. If you may not see her face or her name, but she is behind it, especially with Spanish media and so forth. So I'm so excited to introduce our guest speaker, who's going to be talking about how to brand your business. What does it look like? Giving your business a voice. And so there's no one better I could have called on. And we thank you, Wendy Armijo, for your time and for your expertise, because you are a phenomenal person. So let's give it up to Wendy Armijo, the ideal girl.
I appreciate that introduction. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to get started with branding, and I would like for all of you to make sure you write down your questions, because right after the branding seminar, we're going to do a Q&A, and then from there we'll go on to marketing, and then we'll do another Q&A. So we'll go ahead and start sharing here.
Look at the Launchpad over there popping. I see y'all. Hey, y'all, Launchpad. I see y'all. I can see. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there it is. I can see 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Oh, now I can see me seeing y'all, seeing me see you. Y'all better eat that pizza. I don't see nobody eating that, but eat that pizza. Quit playing. You know, Little Caesars only got like a 30-minute time span before it starts season on you. Okay. I guess I was a no.
Possibly napkins.
Napkins, okay. Just use your shirt, it works for me.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
It's all you, Wendy.
we are getting started. Okay, we're getting started with branding. We're going to go through all the different points: brand target, your demographics, your identity, your voice, your position, and your message. So here we go. So who is your target market? Having demographic data increases the likelihood of messages about your product and or service resonating with your target audience. So what's your demographic? Let's go to the next slide. Perfect. What's your target demographic? Knowing who that is so very important. These are just a few demographics that we start with, but there are many more. So knowing that is so important. Once you know your target, you can develop a buyer persona. A buyer persona helps you understand your ideal customer by breaking down their preferences, their dislikes, and shopping behaviors. What are the typical habits of your buyer? What are their needs, their fears? How can you help them? Also, knowing your demographic helps you identify market trends and adjust your business to stay ahead of market change. Brand identity. Go to the next, please. Okay. When designing your logo, it's important to know what feeling you want to convey, and choosing the right colors is very important. The colors you choose have meaning, and they have a wide array of emotions. For instance, a few of the emotions, like the color yellow, are happiness and creativity, whereas red conveys power, love, desire. Blue conveys wisdom, freedom, and confidence. And each of these have many more emotions attached. It's a good idea to make sure the colors you choose align with your target focus. What kind of typeface will you use? Each one have their own distinct character and should also match the emotion you want to convey for your brand. And by the way, if you have a good graphic artist, he could design your own font for you. Actually, my font was done by a graphic artist. It is nothing you will find out there on my logo. Okay, next slide. Brand voice. This is your company's personality. How do you want to talk to your customers? Will you come across as friendly, knowledgeable, happy, or bold? Determine how you want your customers to feel. This will help your creative team tremendously when producing content. So what is your brand voice? Next slide, please. Brand positioning. In order to position your product or service, you need to first identify what your competition is doing. How are you different? What are the advantages of your brand over theirs? Is it value, quality, more beneficial, or does it solve a problem? Value-based positioning emphasizes the cost effectiveness or value of your product or service. Quality-based positioning showcases the superior quality or performance of your product or service. Benefit positioning emphasizes the unique benefits the consumer can exclusively obtain from your product or service. And problem solution positioning identifies a specific problem your audience encounters and how you can provide the best solution. Next slide. What will your slogan or tagline say? What will motivate your customers to buy your product or service? All successful companies have brand messaging that is cleverly worded and resonates with their target audience. And some of these examples are: Geico wants you to know you'll save money. So their slogan is save 15% in 15 minutes or less. State Farm wants you to think of them as the friendly neighbor that's ready to lend you a hand. So like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Allstate wants you to know you're in good hands. Make sure your message is relevant to your target audience. Next slide. Once you've branded your company, you want to get out there and let people know who you are. So getting involved with sponsoring fundraisers are a good way to show that your brand cares about the community. The best part for me is getting to know and meet other business owners, right? Right, T? Are you there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're always getting to know lots of great leaders in the community with these sponsorships. Other sponsorships in general are great for branding. Many advertising mediums give you the opportunity to buy sponsorships. If you could go to the next slide, please. TV and radio offer sponsorships of their news products with brought to you by. Some TV stations like Valley Public only sell sponsorships. You can't put commercial advertising on independents like Valley Public. And next slide. Lastly, billboards are another great way to brand your product. It's best for promoting your logo and one short message or slogan. The goal for billboards is 7 words or less. If you drive by a billboard that is too wordy, you won't finish reading it. I'd like you to get out there and test it yourself and look at all the billboards where you'll see there's not a whole lot of information. The only way around promoting multiple messages at one location is to buy electronic billboards. Have you all seen those electronic billboards out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're those billboards that move from board to board. They allow you to change your message as much as you want. For instance, if you're selling cars, you can change out the car every time your turn comes up. They last 7 seconds, and they have a multitude of people on them. And you can buy multiple slides, not just one. And that is, in short, what we have for branding. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, so if I'm able to create my own sign, or would it be able to do the graphics like you said it is right now? Y'all got it to where it changes to other people's and all that?
The electronic signage?
Yeah.
On the billboards, yes, if there's availability. I think they have up to 9 people that per electronic billboard available.
Good.
And like I said, you can buy more than one slide.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
what if we don't know who our target demographics are? What if we don't know? I mean, that we've been guessing for a couple of years. We think that my target population may be African Americans because we consume soul food and I have a soul food business. But where can I really truly identify who my demographic where it is?
What I can do is I can send you a list of all the demographics so that you can choose from that. And then that way you can more solidify who your demographic. When it comes to food, everybody eats food. So it's not you know, that specific when it comes to food, because we all have to eat every day, all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And T, we have a question in the Q&A section, the
Okay.
chat. It says, what's the average cost to buy a billboard?
Okay. So you're going to pay, it depends, because there are about 5 different companies in Kern County. You're going to pay anywhere from, I would say, about $1,000 upwards of $3,500, $4,000 per billboard. It depends on the size. Obviously, there's some that are really gigantic, and they're 14 by 48s, and they're huge, and they're the higher priced ones. There are some companies that will sell you a board on an annual basis. Once you lock in that contract, though, you're in. You have to pay that bill every month. But so it's best if you can do that, because, well, there are other companies like Lamar where they rotate the boards, and you have to go from one board to the next. And as long as you're happy with all the locations, it's great. But they choose what's called an A, B, and a C. And not everybody gets to be on A all year long. So they'll rotate all of their clients into that A position. And so, yep, those are the prices. There is one that can be a little less money if you have a nonprofit, and they'll give you some good deals, and that's Sun Advertising. I do a lot of advertising with them. And we buy billboards in Fresno. We buy billboards in LA. Fresno's more because it's a larger designated market area. But that's the average cost of boards. Now the digital boards are a different price. I believe they are a little bit less, but not too much so.
I have
Okay.
a question, Wendy.
Yeah.
If I'm a small business starting up, at what point should I even think about marketing or using advertisement for my business?
Okay. I'm sorry. I changed from picture to video. Can you re-say that?
If I'm a new business,
Yeah.
just starting up, minimal funds, at what point should I start considering advertising for my business?
Okay. When you get a business loan, it's important to have a budget for advertising. Usually it's about 10% of what you're bringing in on average, but every business is different, right? Nail salons really aren't there out there advertising. They're just in the right location, right? But if I owned a nail salon, I would be doing some internal promotions because people like free things. So let's say every 100th customer gets a free mug. You invest in mugs and say you're our 100th customer as they walk in, and everybody gets excited, and then you give them their mug. And so just giving something out for free is very helpful to show customers that you care and that you want to give. And so, as far as starting out, you need to have a budget from the get-go. So when you get that loan, make sure that you have a budget. And if you start an advertising campaign, make sure that you run it at least 6 months. Some people will start a campaign for 2 weeks and say it's not working, and they'll stop out of fear. But when you're brand new to the Kern County market or any market you're in, it's important to be consistent.
I'm glad that you pointed that out, because oftentimes when we're new, we look 3 months, 6 months down the road and we're like, no one's supporting me. Sometimes support takes time to get the
Right.
message out, and that consistency is going to be very important. So that's a great point.
We
Yep,
have another question.
I have a question.
We have another question. We have 3 more questions, actually. One in the Launchpad Live.
Wait,
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have a home-based business. I want to promote my ice cream that I make, the homemade ice cream. And I do like giving away free stuff, but because I'm at a home, do you have any suggestions how I would do that? Where I don't want everybody coming to my house? But
Yeah, you don't want people coming to your house. What I would do, if you have a license to give out your ice cream, I would definitely start doing events where there's a lot of people, especially at parks,
okay,
especially during the summertime. I mean, I don't know if you're already doing that, but that's always a really good idea, is to find out what all events are going on in Bakersfield. And you can easily do that by going into Facebook and going on an events page in Kern County, Bakersfield, and
okay.
finding out what events are going on. There's events going on in Lamont. There's events going on in Delano. You're always going to find an event, especially with Bakersfield. There's so many nonprofits having events, and churches, especially churches. That's what I would do. I would just start honing in on those on the weekend and get out. But you definitely are going to need a food license for that, I believe.
Right.
And also to piggyback on that, what Luis has said, he sent it to the host and panelists, but as a group, a farmer's market is a great place to start. You have a
Yeah.
lot of home-based businesses. They're not just only farmers, that you can actually partner with someone there, and they can promote your business within their own business as well. That prevents people from coming out to your home, that you have a consistent time and a place where you can give out your free product and advertise your product as well.
And a good
That was
a good farmer's market would be Hen's Roost. That's one
Yes.
of our
Is
easy
that over
Launchpad by
Kaiser?
Kaiser.
Yeah, I
Yes,
go there sometimes.
yes.
Yeah, Jackie, she's one of our Launchpad businesses. As a matter of fact, she's working on a vendor grant for up and coming small businesses. We gave her a grant and she decided to turn it and divide that grant to give out to other people. So if you need contact with Jackie, she owns it. Hen's Roost, she's amazing.
Our next question is from Gregoria Gonzalez. It says, is middle class considered a demographic?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Huge demographic.
Yeah, and I don't know. they're kind of getting rid of the middle class here right now in the US.
Yeah.
With all the higher costs, it's making it difficult. But yes, it definitely is one of your demographics. And I would say that middle class would probably be in the, I would say, household income of about 50 to 60,000 per year.
Okay. All right, and then the next question is about social media. So if you're a small business and you're looking to start out on social media, do you have any tips on how to start off with social media advertising?
Well, you absolutely have to have your brand intact. And I wanted to say this, if you cut corners maybe in the beginning with your logo, it's never too late to rebrand. And there's a lot of websites out there where you can buy a little icon that everybody else is using, but it's important to have your own face and your own brand, and to hire a graphic artist to design that for you. It can be pretty inexpensive, and when I say inexpensive, anywhere between $300 to $500 to design a logo that is just yours. But it's super important because once you get your logo done, you will also have all the formats needed for any type of social media, video campaign, billboard campaign, because you need different sizes of your logo. And that's something I run into quite a bit, is clients that they don't have the best logo, they don't know what format to send. They'll send me a PDF or something that they did themselves. It's super important to have your logo and potentially rebrand when you can afford to, so that you do have all those elements of your logo. You also, with that branding kit, you'll get all the CMYK colors that printers need. It's just super important to have a logo that's readily available in all formats. So as far as social media, yes, I mean, anybody that starts a social media page is great. You can do sponsored ads to gain followers. You can boost your post. I suggest boosting post, and you can boost your post in any particular market. You could go to Fresno, you can do Bakersfield, you could do Lamont, you can just do certain areas and then pay per day to boost that post. And as you get followers or people that like that post, you can start asking them to follow your page. So I get those every once in a while. I'll boost, and you can boost for as low as $5 a day. You can boost for $10 or $20 a day, whatever you want to spend. Spend $50 a month if you want. So yes, I suggest you absolutely do a Facebook. I don't keep up with my Facebook too much because most of my people are business to business, and I'm a consultant, one person, and I deal with very few people. But if you are targeting the masses, it's important to utilize Facebook daily. And even if you can post twice a day, I'm hearing that Instagram, they're looking for 3 to 4 posts a day. And that it just seems like so much. Like, who has time for that? But there are programs like Pally and Hootsuite, and there's a myriad of others where you can go and just sit for the day on a weekend and put all your posts for the week or all your posts for the month, and it will do it for you, and it'll do it across all social medias.
Yeah. And thanks, Wendy. And one thing I would like to also add to that is that when you're dealing with social media platforms, be sure to separate your personal and your business. And so I had to learn that the hard way. I no longer advertise my own business on social media because now it's word of mouth, because that's the only capacity that I can keep up with. But I had to learn that your voice personally represents your business voice if you are putting it on that platform, especially when it comes to elections and religion and so forth. So make sure that I love the Lord. He heard my cry. That's always going to be me, no matter where I go, where I walk, and where I talk. But my business is going to be my business. Now, is my business centered around that? Absolutely. It's going to be aligned with my mission. It's going to be aligned with how I deal with people. But make sure that you separate your platforms, because you're going to confuse your audience. And so just like Wendy said, when you have identified your demographics, they're your demographics for a reason. You want to make sure that you're catering to that demographic to ensure there's a pipeline of connectivity. So that connectivity ends up to be revenue. So I think that's a lot of people forget to separate their platforms.
That's right. And for instance, Twitter is really not one to advertise your business on. Twitter is when you want to talk. That's where I'm at. When I want to say something political, I never put it on Facebook, because I will get a lot of hate. So, but on Twitter, guess what? I can say what I want to who I want, and it's fine, because that's where people are for politics.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just know who's listening where.
That's a good, I love that statement. Know who's listening where. I love that.
Do we have more questions?
Twitter is now X. That's
Twitter. Right, yeah, it's X.
It's Twitter forever. All right.
I have a question. It's about rebranding, and when is a good time to rebrand? I've already put my logo out there for all the world to see on TV, radio, or not see on radio, but you know, I want to change the name. I want to change, because now that I've been educated on logos and how they look best and how they speak to your clientele, I got way too much going on in my logo. So, and then I've got feedback from my demographic is women between 35 and 65. That's my demographic. And so sometimes I do events and there will be men, older men out there, and they tell me they can't read my logo on my font. They can't read it. What does that say? And then people can't say charcuterie, so then they can't really refer me because they can't say it right. So all of those things just make me feel like I should rebrand. Maybe using that tagline, maybe Charcuterie by M can be a tagline, and maybe Board House could be my new name, for example. House, and then underscore or tagline here, Charcuterie by M or something. Something that's easier for people to refer me, so they can say my business name and read it, because my font is kind of a little fancy. So a lot of times people can't really make it out and understand.
So it's never too late to rebrand. Okay, especially if you're already out there buying advertising, you want to do it as soon as possible. You want to make it, like you said, it's a little difficult. You want to make it clear to read, clear to see. And as far as charcuterie, maybe you spell it out how it sounds for fun, you know, like a ha, this is how you say it. You know what I mean? So yes, exactly, phonetically. And then when you go out on your social media, you just say so and so now this, because you already have your Facebook page. Facebook allows you to make a name change, I believe, at least once. Okay. Oh, the other thing I want to tell you about Facebook is if you have multiple pages and they're business pages, let's say, you know, you have followers here and you have followers there. If you want to merge them, you can. I started out as Armijo and Lopez Advertising. And I really didn't like our name, but my business partner said, hey, we're a Hispanic ad agency, you know, we need to use our name. That's strong. And I thought, And the reason why is because my last name is Armijo, and people say it as Armijo, and they couldn't ever say my name right. And so eventually we went to A&L Marketing. And then when the market fell, I said, you know what? I think I want to make it very simple, and I'm going to be the idea girl. And I think that's very easy for people to remember, even if they don't remember me, my first name. It's the idea girl. And I rebranded as the idea girl, and people loved it. And so Nope. You know, they wouldn't even take a second nod at who I was yesterday. They just love who I am today. So that's what I have to say. Just go ahead and get started. Start working on your logo. First, look at the colors. If it's women, did you say 35, 65 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure that you pick the colors that women contend with and that they like and feel. That's the best thing to do. And don't pick a lot of colors. I would say 2 to 3 colors, you know, with black is a good start. So that's what I would do. I would stick with 2 to 3 colors and start rebranding because it's never too late. And then
Yeah.
make sure you get that graphic artist because you're going to get an EPS, and an EPS is a very high resolution for billboards. You're going to get okay. So when I do sorry T, when I do a logo for somebody, I'll give them multiple sizes of JPEGs, multiple sizes of PNGs, which is a clear background. And the reason is because when you go onto social media, sometimes you put your logo in there. Oh, there's one more thing. You put your logo in there and it's too big, or then it's too small and then it's covering your logo and you can't get your whole logo in there. It's so frustrating. So I give people lots of different sizes so they can try different sizes and make sure it fits. Also, when you're doing a logo, it's a good idea to make sure that it fits in a square or a circle. And why? Because all the social media, for the most part, require that. If you do a long logo, then your logo is going to look super tiny because now you have to squeeze it and make it smaller. You can also, when you have your logo done, have them design it in different ways. Like I have 2 designs. I have a long logo, kind of like this Launchpad Bakersfield College, and then I have the up and down logo that you can see behind me. And so consider that when you're doing your logos, is make it in you know, as square or as oval or as round as you can.
Yeah, no, you nailed it on all the parts, Wendy, and going back to what she was saying, it's okay to change your logo. After 10 years of having my logo, I rebranded. I changed my logo. COVID took a hit on most of our businesses, especially our consultancy businesses, to where we had to pivot, we had to rethink. And so make it simple. I took just a little, my logo used to be a woman and a butterfly, and I still kept that, but when I started evaluating, well, what stands out on Upside, you know, Productions Management, and it was me. So in essence, my logo became me. And so here I'm going to share with you guys, it's okay if you're known by your name. I don't know, can you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
Easy.
So cute.
That's my logo. That's because everybody knows I have an Apple phone in my hand all the time. Colors are simple. It's okay to rebrand. It's okay to say, I want something different. But take your time with it. You don't have to rush. I use a graphic designer. It took us a while to go back and forth, and we had, like Wendy said, I have, you know, a couple of variations of this, which is so much fun to do. So just have fun with it.
And I saw that your logo looks like you have your own font too. It doesn't
Yes,
look.
I do. Yeah, I have my own font. You know, I look bougie. You know I'm bougie, Wendy.
So just keep that in mind, guys.
Hello.
And I want to add something too.
You don't have to pick what there is in the fonts universe. You can do your own. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and I wanted to add something too, for the charcuterie by M. If that's what you do, if all you're doing is charcuterie, and then somebody doesn't know the word, they're not your target market. If they don't know what charcuterie is, they're not going to come to you anyway. Right, yeah. So you're not my target customer. So you find people who know what it is.
Not true, Tamika, because I eat charcuterie boards all the time.
Are we back at the BMAs?
That's what people call them. They call them charcuterie boards. I'm like, no. It took me a year to learn how to say it, though.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, I've been eating off those boards for a long time before I knew how to say that.
Charcuterie or something.
But it's kind of difficult. So you're right, but you can have fun with that. You can definitely have fun with that
I
and
love
make
that
money,
idea. That's clever. That's
you
clever.
know, in your marketing. Yep.
Another question, do you have anyone to refer us to make, these logos, or an AI program, or should we use a real person?
I would absolutely use a real person, and I do have a graphic artist that I use, as a matter of fact, that designed my logo that you would absolutely love. It does take about 3 weeks, but you will be super duper happy. We've designed a lot of logos. You'll see some of them on my website, ideagirlnetwork.com. And I suggest going there and you'll see some of them. If you just have an idea and you draw it out on a piece of paper with the pencil, guess what? We can take that and make it come to life.
Wow.
I got a question. Can we use like, mine, what I got, I took the Monopoly man, right? And I put some shades on, but top hat, a lot of money around it. And it's called Winning Ways. Is that something I can legally do?
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
My logo.
did you buy the artwork, or did you get it from somewhere?
I did it myself, yeah.
Oh, you designed it yourself.
Right.
He
Oh,
said
well,
it's
that's
Monopoly, but he said it was a
But I
Monopoly.
took the
Monopoly man.
Monopoly face, the face of the Monopoly.
It's already trademarked.
Right.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking. Even though I messed with it, I probably have to get permission to keep that, right?
Well, I mean, you can copyright your logo, but if it is somebody else's logo already, yeah, they won't let you copyright it. But you can change it. You can make it look like theirs.
I know, I did everything. I put shades on them, I put a top hat on them, you know what I'm saying? But you can kind of still see it's the Monopoly, and buy a lot of chips around it, cash money, little chips, and then,
It's like putting sunglasses on Mickey Mouse and calling it your logo. You
Yeah,
can't.
that's what I'm telling you. I don't think it's something else, but I might.
I would
Right.
If the little man doesn't look like the Monopoly man,
What I can do is
and
just change that, though. I got it now. I
and you
just
change the clothes and you can definitely make it look like something else without it being that logo and get away with it.
yeah,
Okay,
that's what I
just
can do.
can't use it exactly.
I'm listening. I got y'all.
They coming for you, Brian.
It's sure it's a good idea. Still till you going to jail.
And they won't come for you until you start making money. Let me tell you
Right.
that.
Exactly, right.
You got a problem until you start making some coin.
You can absolutely trademark your logo, and you should as you get more popular and you're using it. It's going to cost about $400 to $700 to do that, but it's a good idea. All right. This first slide, first slide says, "Don't wait for a rainy day." What does that mean? Well, I've seen business owners do one marketing campaign, they stop. 3 months later, they're trying something else. They stop. They call me. They come back. These are typically small business owners, and so don't wait for a rainy day to produce your marketing plan. Start meeting with people, the medias that you are considering, and before making a decision and buying with the first person that sells you, and they will sell you because they're good salespeople, decide what's going to work best for you and plan it out for the year. Okay, this allows you to make changes to your copy. And when I say copy, I mean advertising mediums. So once you don't have to worry about where you're placing your advertising, you can concentrate on your message, and you can concentrate on changing it out as opposed to figuring out where you're going to run. You already know you're going to do a radio campaign for the next 3 months, 6 months. Okay. So now you buy that campaign. You can always edit your campaign. You could start out spending $2,000 and saying, hey, I need to cut down, and we're going to run the same message, but I need to cut down to 1,000. And rather than run, 250 a week on radio, you just run 2 weeks at a time. You run every other week. So at least during the week you're on, you are consistent and they hear you more than once. Okay, because the goal in radio and in television is that they hear you at least 3 times before they buy. if they're planning on buying or they're interested. Okay. And the minimum that you want to reach for either one is 33% of the market. Okay. So how much is that? Well, it depends. That's why people use advertising agencies, because what an advertising agency does is they find out who's listening to your demographic and they buy that. They don't just call all of the radio stations, because each station has its own demographics. Okay. Like Hot caters to a young crowd, an urban crowd. Hot 94.1. Well, guess what? Hot 94.1 happens to be neck and neck as the #1 station in Kern County and is very highly priced. You're going to pay anywhere from, gosh, I would say $75 a spot every time it runs for 60 seconds, upwards of $125 on KUZZ. Okay. But those two stations, they have a lot of listeners. And so if they fall within your demographic, it's important to consider them. They both do have areas where you can buy cheap. For instance, 7 p.m. till midnight, you can buy KUZZ, shockingly, for only $35 a spot. Okay. In the evening or in the morning, you could spend maybe $60 a spot. But when I'm saying morning, I'm talking 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. maybe. And so you can buy around high prices if you don't have a high budget and you still want to market on that medium. Okay. So that's what I have to say about that. And any questions you have in regards to any type of marketing? I've been doing this for over 2 decades. I'm really old. And so I forgot to turn my video back on. I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope that was helpful.
It was very helpful.
Oh, I want one more thing. Television is very inexpensive. You can run in television for as low as, it depends on what you're running on. I have a talk show that I can buy for about $30, and you're going to pay as much as maybe $100 or $110 for late night talk shows. But some people's demographics are within those talk shows, so maybe you only buy late night. So TV is affordable when you look at the rates as compared to radio in the Kern County market. And you may opt to buy television over radio because you can also show people your product and your logo.
I'm interested in podcasting. How do you buy television? What do you mean?
Okay, so television comes in lots of different ways. You can buy cable, but people are actually cord cutters now. I don't know if you've cord cutted. I just cord cutted. My mother, who's 80 years old, was still on, satellite cable, and we were spending a mint, and all we did was go out and buy a brand new TV, and now we're streaming. And you can buy streaming advertising. Your commercial can run on any of the streaming videos, except for the ones that don't have commercials, like Netflix. Although I hear Netflix is going to go to showing commercials so that they can offer their product to people who don't want to pay. So streaming is pretty affordable. You can spend as little as $1,000. And like I said, run at least 2 weeks out of the month. And you could actually have a commercial that runs on streaming in your market. And it could be your target audience. It could be females 18-34 who have children. It's whatever your target market is. Mm-hmm. We can buy streaming on certain mediums. And a lot of the TV stations actually also sell streaming. And so do the radio stations. Everybody's in on that digital pie.
That's really good. We have another question from Gregoria. It says, any suggestions on sending DMs on Instagram?
I do not send DMs. I do have a social media specialist that I work with that I turn over all of the marketing to. And I have another business partner that does all of our websites. So if you're interested, I can help you there.
What's the purpose of the DMs? I'm just curious.
a good
I
question.
wanted a clarification on that a little bit.
Yeah, is she able to come off mute? Because I know for my daughter's business, Lollipapa, we've used DMs to reach out to influencers that are going to actually do unboxings and do posts for our business. So if you're doing it that way, that's a good thing to do. I do know that with Instagram, if you send too many of the same messages, it's considered spam and you can get flagged for that. So you have to be careful with that sort of thing. But yeah, if you could give us a little bit more information on what the DM is for, we could give you more specific.
And I have access to talent for social media influencers. So if you're interested, talk to me afterwards because I can definitely help you with that. We have some really great influencers in Bakersfield.
Okay.
Is that all? Are we moving on?
I think, yeah, we haven't received a response yet. Maybe when we do the end, she can come off of mute and we can talk a little bit more about it.
Okay. Okay. So do we want to go on to the marketing?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay, so don't wait for a rainy day to work on your marketing plan. If you can go ahead and go to the next slide, please. Okay, so what is a marketing strategy? A marketing strategy is a business's overall plan to reach your potential consumers and turn them into customers. It contains all the key elements of the company's brand. A complete marketing strategy covers the 4 P's of marketing. Depending on the industry and the target of the marketing plan, marketers may take different approaches to each of the 4 P's. Next, you have your product, your price, your placement, and promotion. So under product, it's your advertising mix, your branding, your features of your product, your packaging, your label. If it's a product, of course, and not a service. Your price, your pricing strategy. Do you have discounts? Do you have couponing? Placement, locations. Even if you have a store, where are you putting your nail promotional stuff? Distribution. Do you have more than one location? Under promotion, it's your displays, advertising, your public relations, and your sales events. Okay, so under product is an item or service created to meet their customers' needs and wants. To effectively market a product or service, it's important to identify what sets it apart from its competitors' products or service. Also, consider if it can be marketed alongside other products or services. Under price, the sale price of the product reflects what consumers are willing to pay for it. Marketing professionals need to consider costs related to research and development, manufacturing, marketing, and distribution. Placement. When deciding areas of distribution, it's important to consider the type of product sold. For example, I owned a Spanish language real estate magazine about a decade ago, and we're getting ready to relaunch. We left racks at convenience stores and grocery stores. And with all the homelessness, we can no longer put racks outside the stores. So we're going to send them directly to homes and put racks only at our client locations. Did you guys ever see our magazine? Maybe not. It was in Spanish. It was called Mi Casa. It was many moons ago. We produced 25,000 copies of the magazine, and it was real estate related. We are now going into everything in the home. So because Mi Casa is not just your home, it's everything in the home. So it's about home beautification. And a home isn't just somebody who owns a home. A home is somebody who lives in an apartment. Everybody has to go home, and wherever their home is, they'll want to pick up this magazine, of course, if they speak Spanish. And that's what we're doing. We're making it a home magazine, and we're going to be sending it directly to people's homes. And so we've changed our strategy. We can no longer distribute at the 7-Eleven. So placement's real important, guys. Under promotions, marketing campaigns that run on multiple advertising platforms are known as a promotional mix. They can also include public relations and sales promotions. A key factor in producing a marketing campaign is knowing your budget. If you can only afford to advertise on 1 or 2 mediums, stick with it for at least 6 months. It's very important to stick with your plan. We went over that earlier. Your ultimate goal is to establish an effective advantage over your competition, whether it's a digital campaign, a print ad, a social media or video campaign. A marketing asset should effectively communicate a company's brand message. And now go to the next one. PR, public relations. This is one of my favorites. I think this is one of T's favorites too. T's awesome at PR.
Thank you.
Awesome. I ran into T. I was at KGET once doing an interview and ran into T there. It was great. I was like, oh, I haven't seen you in years. And of course, she's out there doing her PR. I mean, gosh, that woman is everywhere.
I'm an honorary employee of KGET.
You know, I worked at KGET. I quit my job to start my company in almost in the beginning of 2000. That's how many years ago I was at KGET.
Wow.
Yeah. I started out in media in 1992. I started out in promotions. I was the first karaoke hostess that the Red Lion had, and that's where Doubletree is. Red Lion used to have karaoke, and I was their first host. And then I was
Lions.
yeah, the Red Lion Hotel.
Wow.
And I was 23 years old back then. And I was dealing with all the television and radio reps, you know, for my promotions, for my bar promotions. And so eventually I went into radio and I absolutely loved it. And my favorite part about radio is writing commercials and doing the voices, because I was in acting when I was younger, acting and dancing. And so it was natural for me to want to do that, right? And then eventually I went into Spanish language television for 3 years, and then moved on to NBC, KGET for a few years before starting my own company. So now I've been in business since 2000. So yeah, lots and lots of time. So PR is where I started out when I was in promotions at the Red Lion, because I was constantly calling the media to cover our events. So here's what we have to say about public relations. What is a PR campaign? A PR campaign is used to boost a brand's awareness. It's also utilized to launch a new product or service to improve a public perception. A PR campaign is not only used to improve public perception, but also for your employees. It could be engaging employees via a company party or internal promotion. PR may also include sending out information via social media, press conferences, and social influencers. And like I said, if you want a connection and you want to buy some social media through social influencers with your Facebook or Instagram, I have the people for you, more than one. When planning your PR campaign, it's important to set goals. Just like advertising, you need to identify your target audience. Next slide, please. When writing a press release, you need to use the 5 W's: the what, the who, the why, the when, and the where. They're part of a formula when it comes to getting detailed information about any given subject. Next slide. Okay, so you've sent your press release out. How do you get the interview? It's a good thing and a good idea to think outside the box. And this is what I mean. I put on an event for a nonprofit called Kern Partnership for Children and Families, and it benefited the Kern County Department of Human Services and the Jameson Center. It was called Scary for Charity. Did anybody ever hear about Scary for Charity? Many years ago. Okay, that's okay. So normally when you call for an interview, you talk about the who, why, what, when, where, right? You sit in the studio and you tell them all about it. But I decided, you know, I'm gonna try something different. I want for the visuals to be more fun. So what I did is I did a little publicity stunt. I went to all the radio stations in costume. This is before social media, so you know, I was pretty much doing it for the person who was interviewing me because nobody else saw it. But it, you know, it made them giddy and they had so much fun with it. And then they were talking about it on the radio. And so it was very popular. So for that very first time that we threw that event, we got on the cover of the newspaper. We got a radio interview with all 8 radio stations in the market and an interview on all 3 affiliate networks, NBC, CBS, and ABC. Another year, I partnered with the local costume shop and asked a news station if we could put on a Halloween fashion show. I mean, how fun is that? We're talking about the event. We're doing a fashion show at the same time. And they allowed us to go in and do that news interview. And they gave us 3 cut-ins during their morning news. So that was a lot of fun. And then I'll share one more. We decided one year to let all the Halloween party goers to get their makeup done to match their costumes for free. You know how frustrating it is when you buy a costume and now you got to do your makeup. We don't all know how to do that, right? We don't all want to go out and spend the money to do it either, right? Because they just do regular makeup, not necessarily Halloween makeup. So we hired a couple of makeup artists and we told everybody, come early and we will do your makeup for you. How cool is that? That's so much fun, right? So we told the news that we were doing this, and they said, hey, how cool would it be to actually do the makeup of one of our reporters, and we will cut in, you know, in between as you're doing the makeup during that whole hour. So by the end of the show, all of his makeup was done, and it was so awesome. And we actually did that 2 years in a row. I think one year we had a zombie apocalypse was the theme, and the other year was I think it was a vampire's lair. So he was a vampire. He had a whole lot of fun with that. These days, there's so many more mediums to advertise. Back in the day when I started my company, traditionally there was only print, television, radio, billboards, direct mail. Now we've added so many more forms of advertising, including digital advertising like search engine marketing, display advertising, and social media advertising. So if T lets me come back and do another seminar on advertising, I will do a whole seminar on all the different mediums that there are out there and your options and costs for Kern County. And I think you'll absolutely love it. And that you'll be able to ask more questions about the different medias and marketing and advertising on them. And we are going to go
go ahead.
We're going to go to our Q&A again for any questions on this.
All right, take it over, Tamika.
Okay, so we don't currently have any in the Q&A box. However, are there any questions here in the Launchpad?
I'd just like to commend her. She was very clear, very thoughtful with all of your information. So you helped me out today.
Thank you.
All of us with a knowledge of what we need to do.
Oh, good. So I have a very special surprise for you all. Anybody that is here in the Launchpad, if you can go ahead and show the video. Yeah? Okay. You see that?
Wow.
We are going to give you all, and all you need to do is give me a call. We're going to give you a free 30-minute consultation on your business.
That is so amazing.
Yeah,
Let's go that number now, guys.
Yeah.
322-3200. 322-3200. Again, 322-3200.
And listen to this, you guys. This is what makes it so fun. It's a free coffee consultation. So even if I can't meet with you direct, I'm going to send a coffee to your home or business while we have our meeting.
Wow.
So I'm actually going to pay you to meet with you.
Hey.
Oh, that
Thank
is
you.
so sweet, Wendy. Thank you. Oh my God, that is amazing. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for looking out for our small business, your expertise, your knowledge. This was phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
you're so welcome. I had so much fun. Thank you, guys.
This was
And
great.
please give me a call. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You guys have any questions for Wendy? Wendy, we want to thank you so much for coming and ending and closing our Launch and Learn series. Why is mine blurry? Am I the only blurry person?
Yes.
Bye, you guys.
Let me,
Goodbye.
thank you, Wendy.
Yeah,
You're
right.
welcome.
Everybody else hang tight, unless you want to stay on, Wendy.
Oh, I'll stay on.
Yeah, we're just networking at this point, which means I open up the chat for everyone. And then any questions that may not be related to marketing, they'll have an opportunity to ask any type of questions that they want. So I'm going to go ahead and open up our platform to our other small businesses, and it's
Come
up to
on in.
them. We all pop on the screen. If you want to give your business a shout out right now, this is the time to do it. If you want anything you want to share, we call the good of the order. If there's anything you want to share, an upcoming event, anything, this is the platform to do it. This is what we do at the Launchpad. We hope you guys really enjoyed yourself. We have 20 minutes. I say take every opportunity and walk away with an opportunity. And so I never leave an opportunity empty-handed. I'm walking away with somebody's information or some type of information. So the floor is open. Who would like to start?
I'll start.
Oh,
Okay, so this is so much fun. If you guys want to get involved in fundraisers, I am part of a fundraiser that T has been involved in for very, very many years, and that is the Teddy Bear Picnic.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, our Teddy Bear Picnic. So if you want to get involved, you can donate a prize for auction to raise money for teacher grants, to do special programs in the classroom to teach kids. And we raise money every year. It's in December. And if you come to the event, it costs $60. If you come to the event, you can actually go Christmas shopping at this event. And because there's lots of great prizes. I mean, last year we had over 80 baskets.
Oh, wow.
And we raised, I want to say what was it? I want to say $87,000 last year.
Wow.
It's one of my fun events. I love that you still do that, Wendy, and count me in for a basket as well.
Okay, yay.
Count.
Yeah, and the basket can be, a $50 basket could go up to $500, whatever you want to give. And so if you want to get involved in that, and listen, like I said, if you want to meet other leaders, these are the types of places you need to go. I mean, we had Chevron, we had Dignity Health, we had a lot of heavy hitters, Alta One Bank. We have so many. We have a lot of board directors that are the who's who in the community, and we were sad to lose T because she's definitely a big who's who, but she just went on to make an impact on and help a lot of other nonprofits in the community. And so we're very proud of you, T, for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yes, if you want to get involved in nonprofits, you talk to me or T, and we are connected with all of them. And so
how do we make a basket, or how do we participate in that?
We
Just give
should
us-
do a Launchpad vendor basket, and every small business can donate or something if they want to advertise their business. Oh, look at me. I'm just thinking out loud.
that is a great idea. We could definitely, actually, we could do one on fundraising if you want. When we do the next one, if you want to do a fundraising / advertising seminar, we can do that. And, just give me another month at least.
Gotcha.
So, so that's what I want to let you know. If you want to get involved with the nonprofit world and meet other leaders in the community, that is the way to do it, because you will meet them one-on-one. You just have to make sure that you're out there like a mixer and you're bumping into people and you're introducing yourself. Don't be shy. So
What's our next step if we want to get involved with that for the
Just-
basket?
Just give T or I a call, and we can show you and help you.
When you schedule your free coffee consultation, you can go over that with her. Gregoria.
Gregoria.
Okay, I'm like, did I say it right? Because I've been killing your name this whole 2
That's
hours.
okay. It's okay. That's okay.
Great.
But hey, let me Wendy, I'm sorry, if you're done, I don't want to overstep, but I do want to mention I have two things that I have going on. I started Little Hikers of Bakersfield last year, and I take children out hiking. And so I'm in the process of learning how and what I need to do to incorporate us, because there's so many families out there that can't afford shoes for their little hikers, little children out there. And so I started a program. So I'm accepting donations, and every month we select a family and we buy their children boots for hiking. And so, yeah, I was excited. I was like, I want to make a basket. I want to put some stuff in there for children to go out hiking and let them know that it's from Little Hikers of Bakersfield.
That is so
Oh,
cool.
that
I
is
love that
sweet.
idea. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah. And I'm taking a group of 50 people in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to Zion National Park, and so excited to give this experience to the children that are coming.
wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I wish I
Yeah.
enjoyed walking. I don't even like walking, let alone hiking. But yay for you.
Yeah, that's really great.
Here's
I
a
love
Bakersfield. It's a perfect time to start. You go
Oh,
hike
it's
with
too
little
hot.
kids.
It's too
They
hot.
go slow.
It's too
The
hot.
other thing is, you know why I mentioned the middle class? Because I got into financial services after a lifetime of investigations. It was specialized. I moved to Bakersfield and nobody needed somebody in investigations. So I got into the financial world, and I started to learn that a lot of people in the middle class don't know how to build wealth. And it's kind of, you think that it's people who are for rich people, and it's not. It's for the middle class as well. And I'm teaching individuals. I really like working with moms. That's my specialty. It's also a demographic that I want to be able to be a mom, teaching other moms how to build wealth. So you have my social media up there. I'm Mrs.Greg_Gonzalez, and hit me up because I can do
Right.
free education on financial literacy.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else out there that's got some wonderful news like Greg has? Anybody want to share about their business?
That's awesome.
Closed
Well,
mouths don't get fed.
I'll share an upcoming event that I have. For those that wanna learn how to stage charcuterie, who wanna learn how to make. I'm having a, class for the public, August 25th. That's on a Sunday at 6 o'clock at Crusader Brewing. I'm gonna show you all it's an introductory, course to creating and styling like a pro. So I'm gonna give you some basic 101 tips, and I swear it's gonna look good. I'm gonna make you look so good. You're gonna learn how to make that salami rose. You're gonna curate this board and learn how to make roses out of fruit. So
Wow.
anyway, that's all for the low price, $35, and you get a drink on top of that. So it's 2 hours, it's a photo backdrop, whole thing. You can take pictures with your board. Good Vibes photo booth is gonna be out there, providing her services. And then as well as Crusader Brewing will be coming around and making sure you're taken care of during the class and you don't have to get up and stuff like that.
And what day is that?
August 25th at
Sunday?
Crusader Brewing,
What time?
6 o'clock.
Okay.
And we do allow children, 12
Oh.
years old and up, so it could be like a whole.
Family friendly.
Yeah, as long, we do make you sign a waiver. Yeah. Somebody cutting themselves, and, so you have to just, discern if your 12-year-old is.
We are going to be posting all of your information on our social media page today.
Oh,
So if you have a flyer, send it to us. So if you just want us to post your business, let us know right now. We're just gonna be pushing out some social media pages, and then we're just gonna continue to highlight who you are. We thank you for coming and participating. So we definitely want to make sure we're supporting your business in any way. If we can support Creative Kitchen, your ice cream, let us post that on our social media pages as well.
I'm not charcuterie, and I don't know if I'm saying it right still. I belong to a group of gals, and they're named the Bucket List Bunnies, and they would absolutely love to learn how to make one of those plates, and I'm confident they will pay the $35. So give me a call, and I will contact the president of that group that I belong to and see how we can fit you in the next few months to do that for them.
You know what, Wendy? I'm not sure if I'm getting my wires crossed right or not, but I believe one of those Bucket List Bunnies is out there at Crush, right?
Well, Crush, well, yes, she owns, but we do events at Wikis that we. It's not one specific location. We can do an event anywhere for anyone.
Oh, because I was thinking about that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And Letitia, the ice cream is only for the summer. It's not,
Oh, okay.
that's just for the summer.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. This has been so much great. This has been fun. So we have one giveaway to give away now. So here's the question. The first one who can answer it correctly will get, what are they getting? What do we have left? We got something. You can choose out of something. I think we got some shirts. We got
Window
some
shirts.
we got shirts.
We have plenty of
tumblers,
shirts.
binders. So you can select. So here's the question.
Wait, how do we yell it out, or how? I can't raise my hand.
Yell it like you in church, just like yeah. Just yell it out. Here it is. What is PR? Y'all gotta give me the definition. What's the definition of PR?
Okay, what is the definition? You're promoting your brand. You're getting it out there.
That's right. She got it. Y'all just let her have it, huh? That is correct. Creative Kitchen. Yay. Thank you guys once again. You guys can hang out at the Launchpad, hang out online. We are so glad that you guys came and shared with us today. Remember, we're going to do this again this fall, and it looks like we're going to have a social media Launch and Learn Day, and we're going to have some other fun Launch and Learn days. Just let us know what you're interested in seeing, interested in doing with your business. And so we're looking for amazing ways to help promote. Also, every month we have the DBA coming out to do different workshops. So the DBA is the Downtown Business Association. Their workshop will be held July the 29th here at the Launchpad from 11 to 1. Lunch is being served. So we're going to always have some type of activity happening at the Launchpad. If you have some ideas, we're going to be having a vendor fair here at the Launchpad, hopefully this fall, where you can set up a vendor's booth. Even if you don't got your business license or DBA, we want you to be here so we can help you navigate the right way. So we're going to turn this entire district upside down. They love us here. And we're going to turn the campus upside down, and you're going to set up tables and chairs will be provided. You can set up a day where you can showcase your services and your products. Just here, this is a good practice round. So when you get out there, you already know, okay, this is how I need to be when I'm at different type of events, whether it's a conference or a pop-up. This is a great training ground and getting you prepared. So we're going to have a pop-up vendor day. Also, we're going to be having a pop-up business day downtown at City Hall North, where you get your business license. And so we're going to be advertising. We're going to spend the day between 10 and 3 answering all business questions when you do come in to renew your business license. So with that being said, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Again, think it. Grow it. We will help you launch it at the Launchpad. So Wendy, thank you so much for sharing your expertise. You are truly the ideal girl. We appreciate you, Molly, Tamika, and everybody out here. This recording will be on YouTube. Be sure to follow us up on YouTube as well. Peace.
Bye-bye.